Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves to Scrap, and today it is day 12 and I'm coming to you from down under with May I Scrap Lift You. Today we are scrap lifting Sharon Hutchison, known as Pez Scraps again on Instagram, and you can find her there. This is the layout that I have created using hers for inspiration, and I just wanted to thank her for providing such a good layout for my photos of my daughter and my mum from their recent cruise on the Queen Elizabeth. Now, they look like similar photos, but when you look at them close up, you can see that one was my daughter a little bit tense in the photo, and then the second one she was relaxed and it was a nicer smile. So I've included both because that's sort of how she is every time. I've gone through all my scraps and I've collected the strips of paper that I'm going to use. I'm going to use that as some backing on my photos, and you can see that I have pretty similar photos with the roses there as Sharon had on hers. So I'm going to use it in a very similar way. I'm going to use the flowers as the framing, and originally I thought I was going to cut the frame nice and easy, half an inch frame all the way around, and then place it over the top of the black and white strips. And then I went back and reverted to my normal, and I trimmed the black and white. So the black and white had to actually go over the top of the flower, which was not what I anticipated, but it still worked out anyway. Then I found a chippy title, and it's called Holiday, and I'm spraying it here with Spun Sugar Distress stain, and I did 2 coats with that one, and then I went and got a cocoa and I'm splattering it from a higher distance so it gives a marbled effect onto the chipboard, so that the title has a nice colouring effect. I am preparing some fishtail banners here with those strips of paper from my scraps, and they are what's going to create the shelf on the layout and provide the place for the photos to land. Now, my layout is slightly different to Sharon's in the fact that I have larger photos, and my tag in the corner here, my quote, is a little bit bigger than what hers is. In the past, when I used to scrap lift, I would be terribly distressed that it wasn't exactly the same, and it would not be the right layout, and I would not be happy with it. But now I've learnt that it's okay. Scraplifting is about getting the ideas and the inspiration from the layout and making it your own. And so this is what I've done. I've taken the main elements, the 2 photos, the 3 fishtail banners, the busy background, and building up the flowers from the bottom into the layout. So just recently, my mum and my daughter went on their cruise. My mum is very good with my daughter. My daughter struggles with social interactions with people. She's very much an animal person, and my mum manages her quite well, and they have a great time when they're together. Here they were on their first arrival on the ship, and they were exploring. They'd gone up to the main staircase, which is very much like a Titanic staircase, and they were standing in front of an oil painting of the QE1. And my mum she's already done the Queen Mary, and the Queen Elizabeth was her next sailing adventure, and she took Cody with her. So these butterflies are a little larger than what Sharon used, but that's okay because they tie in with the larger flowers. And I like that they're the roses on this because it ties in with the authentic heritage-y theme of the ship that they were sailing. I am using some faux stitching through the black on the edge here just to finish off the edging and give it a little bit of a lift. It blends in and contrasts nicely, and it doesn't stand out, but it does add a finishing touch, which I like to add to my layouts. I could have done the title in the greens and the blues, but I wanted it to be subtle and not to overpower the photos. The photos are quite bright. They're the center of the layout, and that's why I choose colors that complement them so that they just blend nicely. I've got this little jar of sequins, and it's got sequins bits and pieces in it. It's for a shaker mix, And so I'm going to add a little bling to the layout, like old world bling, and it's in that soft rosy pink, which blends in nicely with those roses from the paper. I originally saw this layout from Sharon, and I thought, oh, I've got that paper. And when I went looking, I did find it, but I thought, no, I've got this other one that will match the photo colours better. So that's why I went with the pinks more than the other colour one. I am putting in the sequins. I use my awl and I dip it into a little bit of glue to grab the sequins and make it a bit more easier to manipulate. Terrible time with the tweezers. It's a lot easier for me to use the awl because I've been doing it this way for a long time. I use the tacky glue because it allows me to manipulate it and move it around for a while, and then it holds it fast. So as you can see, I've put the sequins around in 3 spots in that visual triangle. I'm adding in some glimmers just to give the roses a bit of a sparkle, and I'm not happy with the clusters, so I'm going to add in some foliage just to bulk them up. So this one is a corner cluster. It's by itself, but it balances out nicely. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to add in now the splatters using that spun sugar distress oxide spray again. That's really a nice colour, and it's soft and it just blends in nicely with the colours of the layout. And I'm pretty happy with that, how it's turned out. I'm just going to add some journaling in. That's really important as well. This is going to go into my daughter's cruise album, so I don't need to put dates and things because all of that is already in on the main page. So just remember that handwriting is a nice touch to your journaling. It lets people know that personal touch, and also our handwriting changes over time, so it's a nice reflection of that as well. I have been watching along with everybody else playing in the May I Scrap Lift You this time round, and I hope that you will look at the playlists in the description below and go and have a look at what the others are producing for day 12, Lifting Sharon. It is a really nice way of paying homage to the artists, and as you can see, the page has come together beautifully. I love the splatters there on the butterfly leaking into the flowers, and those little touches of sequins to add that little bit of bling. And you can see that the whole thing just marries nicely with the colours of the photos, and that to me is the most important thing when creating a layout, that my photos and my colours match. Here's Sharon's amazing layout that inspired me today, and this is the layout that I've come up with. I hope that there was something here that inspired you. I hope that some technique that you haven't tried before maybe have been there, or if it's something that you've forgotten, that you are inspired to try again. I love how the clusters came together. I love that it's a corner cluster and carries down through to the title. I'm Kathy, scrapping with you from down under. Please remember, don't forget to just give us a like. It lets YouTube know that you want to see more of our content and that you want to see what the others in the playlist are doing. Look at them down below, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap, and I have my Instagram account where you can see all of my layouts, even the ones without a video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Happy scrapping. Till next time.